G'day everybody, this is Mr. Oz Video 1995 here with a brand new video. And this time around I am answering your questions you have done in my first Q&A. I have 6 questions, well 6 people have asked me questions, so let's get started. And do be advised that I'm recording this video, I am in the middle of having a cold, so yes, just bear with me for that. The first question comes from 1978, Dawn of the Dead 1. That says, who is your favourite Doctor Who? This is a question that also was asked in another question in Focus Balls as well. So the answer is, for the first one, for the Dawn of the Dead thing, I have to say my favourite Doctor is from, I'll split it into two. My favourite Doctors in the classic era is a toss between Tom Baker and Jon Pertwee. And there's just two great Doctors. Jon Pertwee, which is the first one I seen in the classic era, when I got them on DVDs, and Tom Baker, both fantastic Doctors. In the modern era, it would have to be Matt Smith. Reason being is because when I got in the classic series, I got in the new series, and Matt Smith was the one running on television at the time. So, you know, I do like David Tennant, and I do like Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor, but, you know, that's why I don't tend to say my favourites were my favourite Doctors, because I like all of them. And this is also a question that Fokker Balls asks as well, who's your best and worst Doctor in your opinion? So who's your best and worst Doctor in your opinion? Sorry for about after then. Sorry about that. This is a very hard one for me to do. I know a lot of people would say the likes of Colin Baker is the worst Doctor, but, you know, I've seen his episodes and I don't think they're bad. I would have to say, just because I would have to say it has who is the Paul McGann. The reason being is because he had only one series, only one TV movie, and he's done a lot of audio and he's done a lot of things, and he's, you know, things like that. But that's in no way because he only did one TV movie and that's it. I don't see him the worst, but it's just very hard because I like all the Doctors. It's just very hard to see. Another question the Fokker Balls has asked is, if you could do anything before you die, what would it be? If you could do one thing before you die, what would it be? It would probably be going overseas, probably going to like sort of UK or Canada. As it is, I've never been outside of Australia, you know, and going overseas in countries like that would be something. I know it's not. And a lot of people say, "Oh, jump out of a plane or swimming with sharks or things like that." But going overseas, going to like sort of UK or Canada or something like that. Another question he asks is your favourite action film. My favourite action film would have to be, at the moment, would have to be The Avengers. You know, I know it's sci-fi action film as well, but it was a great movie, and yeah, and also another question he asks in the Doctor Who thing is, who would you cast after Matt Smith run? This is a very hard one to do. There's a lot of people's been putting up rumours for who they would pick. I honestly do think, I don't know who they would. I really don't know. But if I was picking someone to play the Doctor, I would pick someone who's at least over 30. In the age gaps, probably 30 upwards, at least between 30 and 50. The reason being is because I do not think they should put an actor who's below 30, because you get to the stage, you know, this is his last because he's 12th Doctor, and there's another generation afterwards. But I honestly think they should pick someone a lot, not older, but somewhere in at least their 35 upwards, 50, 40, something like that. As it is the likes of Tom Baker, he was 40 when he was. I think he was 40, and he finished when he was 47. So I honestly do think they should cast someone a bit older. But yeah, that's my way. Thank you for Fogballs for asking some good questions. I hope I answered them properly. The next one is from Mr. Movie, etc. Who says, which episode of Doctor Who you got hooked to and made you a big fan of the show? I've been curious about the show for a few years. People watching other YouTubers' videos about Doctor Who and their collections, and things like that. I just decided to one day pick up some classic Doctor Who, which was the John Pertwee stories, Planet of the Daleks, and what was it? Actually, I've got it here. It was actually this one here, the Dalek War box set, which has Planet of Frontier in Space and Planet of the Daleks. I also got Hughes Emeritus. So I got into the classic series. In the new series, as I said, Matt Smith era was running at the time, and so I just got into the show. It just happened like that. Another one, what would you call it? If you had an opportunity to write an episode of Doctor Who, what would it be? What would you call it? I would call it probably, the giant spiders in the outback. Something like that. I don't know. Something like that. Well, there's also other questions is, Halloween is coming soon. Are you a horror movie fan? And if so, which is your favourite? I have to say I'm not a horror fan. I have nothing against it. The only kind of horror-related things, TV shows I do have, would be the likes of the X-Files, Fringe, stuff like that. As it is, sci-fi horror, I like, but just general horror, no. I'm one of those people that I know it's not real and all that, but yeah, I'm not just not a huge horror fan. I have nothing against people who love horror. People who are passionate about horror movies and horror related things, that people are passionate about that's fine. I'm passionate about sci-fi, so thank you for answering the question, Mr. Movie, etc. Next one comes from CTJW1986, who asked, in Doctor Who's your favourite villain? It would have to be the Master. All the Masters. The first Master was Roger Gargo. I don't know if his name's as the Doctor, as the Master. It's just pure evil in a way. But in some episodes, especially his interaction with John Pertwee, he comes across as a person that is not bad, but he just comes across as a good thing, and all the other Masters that come afterwards. In who's your favourite character in any Star Trek series? It would have to be Mr. Spock. Yes, it has to be Mr. Spock. In the original series, being this Vulcan, being this, it's just a great character. Spock is purging his emotion, especially the way him and McCoy or Bones, interacted in the original series. You green-blooded Vulcan and things like that. It's just an interaction with that. So, and even in the movies as well. And it was good to see him had a cameo or in the 2009 Star Trek movie. No, good for that as well. He also asks, what other British sci-fi do you enjoy? I have to say, I haven't seen a lot. I have seen the likes of, I don't know if you ever heard of, hold on for a minute, of Primeval, which is kind of a British British show. So yes, and I have heard people about. I haven't seen a lot of British shows. I've heard of Red Dwarf and things like that. I just haven't had opportunity to see them yet. So yes, thank you to CTJW1986 for asking the question. And the last couple of questions come from Rob 626323, who asks you who's your favourite Doctor Who assistant. Out of the classic series, it will have to be a mix between probably Jo Grant, played by Kate Manning, and Sarah Jane Smith, played by the Elizabeth Sladen. Out of the new series, I would say Karen Gillan, who played Amy Pond, is my favourite assistant. He also asks, what is your favourite animated film? And my favourite animated film would have to be Ice Age. All the Ice Age. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I enjoy Ice Age. At the moment, it's not. I don't see my favourite movie at all time, but at the moment, the Ice Age. And what is your favourite food? He also asked. Fish and chips. Something simple. So thank you to all people, 6 people who have asked me, or how many people actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually 5 for asking. I hope I answered the questions to your liking. And yes, I can't wait to do another one. Hopefully I'll have more people asking questions in the future. So I do thank you for watching, thank you for asking questions. Until next time. Bye for now, not forever, and I'll catch you next time.